Hello guys, welcome back. Show you a video here of me making a outboard motor stand for my computer chair that I put at the curb. Well, actually, never reached the curb, but I came up with this idea. I just figured I'd share it with you. The old parts, the backrest was all broke. Cats chewed it up. Armrest was broke to the lower seat half cover. I was going to use the original bottom board, but it got warped. I left it outside 3 days and it rained, so I decided to make a new base. The first thing I did was I made a base 9.5 by 13.5. I had a piece of an old waterbed frame. Which I kept for years. So I figured I'd use it. There's a piece of it right here. Has the lip on it there for the planking for the top of the waterbed. So instead of buying wood, I figured why not just use what I have. I got like 3 pieces of that. I actually have 3 more pieces of it inside the house, so it's not in the weather, so I'm going to keep that for another project. But I use pieces of wood from there, but you could use 2x10, 2x12, whatever. I cut it 9.5 by 13.5. Here's the handle for up and down. I screwed it in with 4 1/4 bolts, about 2.5 to 3 inches long. I took the original rosettes, they call them T-nuts actually, and I pounded them. I drilled 4 holes. I actually laid the base of the computer chair once it was all torn apart. I drilled holes and I knocked the rosettes right in there, or T-nuts right in there. So I actually utilized some of the hardware of the original chair. So after lining up the holes in the base with the 4 holes here on the computer chair metal bracket, I knocked the rosettes in after drilling the holes. I think I used a 5/16 drill. Just give you a little play, you know, you don't want it too tight on the bolts. Yeah, it was a 5/16. 5/16 drill bit I used, 1/4 4 1/4 bolts. The rest were all 5/16 galvanized lag bolts. So I put the base on there, I tightened up the 4 screws. Next I come up with a 24-inch piece, 9.5-inch section of the old waterbed frame. There it is, 24 by 9.5. I cut it on my combination saw, 5-degree angle. First I did a 10, it was a little bit too much, so then I went back to a 5. That's only my own preference to have a slight angle on it. You really don't have to. You could be straight up and down. But anyway, I got that at 5 degrees. And then I went with 2 6-inch 5/16 galvanized lag bolts through the bottom of the base into all the way up into the vertical piece here that holds the engine. So I put those 2 in on the bottom. Then I came back with metal brackets. I took a metal bracket, original corner brace from the waterbed frame, and I put it in here and to the base. And in the back I went with a 20-inch piece of extruded U-channel aluminum that I had in my backyard for the longest time. I figured, let me use it. I mean, you could use a 2x4 instead, but so let me put a little metal in there. So I took a 20-inch piece of this, cleaned it up, cut it to length on my bandsaw, drilled the 3 holes, top and bottom, fastened it to the back. Once this was bolted to the base, I fastened to the back with the 3 5/16 lag bolts. and then 3 more on the bottom here to the base piece. Then I went around the back with a bracket similar to this, a little bit smaller. This is from the original armrest from the computer chair. I didn't use them because they had these welded pieces on there. I could have cut them off, but I ended up using another piece of angle I had with 4 bolts in the front, which I'll show you when I show you the stand. In the front over here, I had that bolted to the base, and the 4 bolts, 2 bolts top and bottom to the vertical piece to the base. So after doing all that over a few days period, because it's been really hot here, so I've been kind of like doing a little bit here and there. But I did finally finish it yesterday and paint it, so I want to show it to you. These are the bolts I used through the bottom, 2, just to give it some strength, along with the 2 brackets, the one here and the one in the back. That pretty much holds the weight of the engine. (1958). What am I? 58. 5.5 on there as a test. I ended up incorporating the handles. Yeah, why throw the handles out? Put them on here. It's good for turning the stand. And you can drag it and move it around. It's pretty strong. I mean, it wobbles a little bit because of the base. You know, on all computer chairs, the base kind of floats a little bit. So you see it does float a little bit. But other than that, it moves pretty good. Now, I had an 18 on it, so we'll take an 18. 70, 75 pounds, no problem. Here's what I did in the front, in the brace, going up, and I kind of cut it, so you actually put the motor both ways. I can pick the motor up and put it on the opposite side too, and it won't hit here. And in the front, I got that other brace, which was the original corner brace for the waterbed frame, with the 4 5/16 lag bolts, like 2-inch lag bolts. And these are a little bit longer, they're like 2.5, 3 in the back. So it's very strong that way. I mean, again, it wobbles because of the computer, the base design. Swivel's nice and easy to move around. More of an indoor stand, you know. I might put one of my show motors on it. This way I'll have it inside. I can roll it around. But I'm pleased the way it came out. Spins. Even goes up and down with the lever, and tilts. It'll go up and down like 6 or 7 inches with the function of the seat in the bottom. But I'm pleased. I might make another one, a couple more maybe. Kind of looks neat. Here's what I've been doing last few days. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned to the next video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. A finished prototype. I'm going to disassemble the whole thing and paint it now. I finally got it all mocked up the way I want. I even utilized the armrests so I can turn it. Here it is all mocked up. Even goes up and down about 8 or 9 inches with the lever. I'll show you later with the motor on it. But now I'm going to disassemble it and paint it. Get to see it. I did a little short clip before disassembly for painting, mock-up. Pleased the way it came out. Kind of, you know, did it on the fly like I do everything else. I was going to put a 2x4 there, but I ended up putting a piece of channel aluminum ahead. But I'll explain all that later. All right, time to take it apart.